few days ago, I was asked how I would rate the United States on a scale of 1 to 10. Um, and as I thought of that number that I would give it, I kind of shifted over to wondering what exactly would factor in to the number. So I would say the US is one of the few countries where you can actually get basic rights, um, but it's one of the most corrupt in the world. And its corruption has allowed most of its problems to kind of boil over to the surface. You look at the political system. Um, you have representatives in both chambers of Congress who, for the most part, take money from donors, and that influences their positions, where they're more okay with people dying as long as it means that the pharmaceutical companies that pay them out to oppose, a public option in healthcare can benefit financially and that they can have cash shoved into their pockets. It's also the same thing with the media. They won't talk about a series of issues such as net neutrality or corruption in Congress because they themselves have been bought out to not speak about certain topics. So that really impedes the public. But also, you have to look at many of the people who have platforms because what they try to do to distance themselves from issues that a majority of people agree on, because majority of Americans and polls um, show that they're aware that money's a corrupting factor in elections. They'll get you to start complaining about, Trump's affair with Stormy and Trump and Russia and all this other nonsense that gets in the way of actual issues. But just moving to the personable direction of it, you have schooling that once you get out of it leaves you in debt, which makes getting an entry level position all the more harder because you have to worry about sustaining your life while also making back what you cost. It's something like these factors by themselves, along with the continued violence that's going on in every inner city across America for the most part, and a refusal by the media, except locally, to pay attention to most of it. I would give all of these factors um, maybe minus at the very least 3 points. So the U.S. at this point is like a 7 or a 6.5 out of 10, in my opinion. And people will hear something like that and they'll say this is proof that you're unpatriotic. And I complain about these things because I believe the United States, were it to fix these problems, would be a much better place to live in. Um, and it's sad when you offer constructive critique of a problem backed with facts or various lines of reasoning that people just choose not to hear it. But yeah, that's my opinion. The U.S. is decent but corrupt, and it has issues that we've allowed to go on decade after decade that have really damaged society and culture here.